At one point, Quiznos was one of the fastest-growing sandwich chains in America, with nearly 5,000 locations across the United States, clever commercials that made everyone laugh, and their signature toasted subs. It felt like Quiznos was on top of the fast food world. It seemed unstoppable. But fast forward to today, and the story is shockingly different. From thousands of stores to just 331 locations left, most people can't even remember the last time they saw a Quiznos. It's as if the brand vanished from the map. So what happened? Was it the economy, bad leadership, a flawed business model? The collapse of Quiznos isn't just about sandwiches. It's about broken trust, angry franchisees, and a system that slowly tore itself apart. Let's uncover the untold story behind Quiznos' dramatic downfall. These are the hidden truths no one talks about. The rise of Quiznos. Quiznos was started in 1981 by chef Jimmy Lambatos and business partner Todd Disner in Denver, Colorado. Jimmy, a fine dining chef, had a simple but bold idea. What if fast food sandwiches could taste like something from a real restaurant? His secret weapon? Toasted subs. Unlike other sandwich chains that served cold, basic meals, Quiznos offered hot, melty sandwiches with bold flavors. Customers loved the difference. It felt new, exciting, and delicious. In the 90s, the brand was bought and aggressively expanded by Rick Shaden and his father, who helped turn Quiznos into a national name. The timing was perfect. Quiznos stood out with its gourmet-style subs, quirky marketing, and fun personality. Sandwiches like the Classic Italian and Mesquite Chicken became fan favorites, and their ads, including the strange yet unforgettable Spongmonkeys, helped Quiznos carve a unique identity. By 2007, they had over 4,700 stores across the world, with a major presence in U.S. malls, cities, and suburbs. They were even closing the gap with Subway. But beneath all the success, trouble was brewing. The company had grown too fast and relied almost entirely on franchising to fuel its expansion. On the surface, it looked smart. Let franchisees invest the money and do the hard work, while the company collected fees. But Quiznos' system had flaws. It put franchisees under pressure, charged high costs, and created a shaky foundation that would later cause major problems. What once looked like a smart strategy was actually the beginning of the end. The franchisee backlash, a business model that turned against itself. Unlike other chains, Quiznos made most of its money not from sandwich sales, but from selling food and equipment to its own franchisees at marked up prices. Store owners were required to buy supplies directly from Quiznos-approved vendors, often at inflated rates. This left many owners struggling to turn a profit, even as their stores were busy. Franchisees began to complain. Some said they were forced into unprofitable locations, while others said the company's high fees and tight control made it almost impossible to succeed. Lawsuits began piling up. In 2006, hundreds of franchisees took legal action, accusing Quiznos of deceptive practices and unfair treatment. Instead of adjusting the model or supporting its franchise partners, Quiznos often responded with legal threats and strict rules. The toxic relationship between the corporate office and store owners led to mass closures and a shattered reputation. Many franchisees lost their life savings, and the public started to notice mismanagement and financial trouble. As problems with franchisees grew louder, Quiznos' leadership made a critical mistake. They ignored the warning signs. Instead of slowing down and fixing their business model, they rushed ahead, opening more and more locations. This led to overcrowding in many markets, with Quiznos stores competing against each other on the same streets. It became harder for individual stores to make money, and frustrated franchisees started to give up. At the same time, things were falling apart behind the scenes. Quiznos was deep in debt, and poor financial planning only made things worse. By 2012, the chain had lost over 3,000 stores, and its debt had climbed to almost $900 million, 0 cents. Private equity firms that took over tried to fix things, but their efforts were too little, too late. Store closures increased, customers disappeared, and the brand's once loyal fan base began to fade. Even bringing in new leadership didn't help much. The damage had already been done. In 2014, Quiznos finally filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, a last-ditch effort to reduce debt and survive. While the bankruptcy helped cut some of its financial burden, it didn't solve the real problems. The franchise system was broken, public trust was lost, and the buzz around Quiznos was gone. What had once been one of America's most exciting sandwich chains was now just a fading memory, struggling to stay relevant. Market competition and changing consumer tastes. While Quiznos was struggling internally, the competition was evolving fast. Subway, their biggest rival, launched the $5 0 footlong campaign, an aggressive pricing strategy that brought in millions of customers. Quiznos, with its higher prices and rising costs for franchisees, couldn't compete. Customers began switching for better deals, even if the quality wasn't quite the same. At the same time, new fast casual brands like Panera Bread, Chipotle, and Firehouse Subs entered the scene. These places offered fresher ingredients, customizable meals, and a more modern dining experience. Consumers were becoming more health conscious, looking for organic, low-calorie, or allergen-free options. Quiznos didn't adapt fast enough. Their menu still leaned heavily on greasy, cheese-filled sandwiches that now felt outdated. The lack of innovation in both menu and marketing pushed the brand further behind. As competitors leaned into clean branding, sustainable packaging, and digital loyalty programs, Quiznos still looked and felt like a brand stuck in the early 2000s. In an industry that changes rapidly, standing still can mean falling behind. And for Quiznos, that's exactly what happened. The brand's disappearing act. By the mid-2010, Quiznos was fading fast. What was once a sandwich giant had nearly vanished from neighborhoods across America. Many customers who used to love their toasted subs were surprised to discover their local store was suddenly gone. From nearly 5,000 locations in its prime, the chain had dropped to just under 400 by 2017, and the decline didn't stop there. People started wondering if the brand had quietly gone out of business. While competitors like Subway, Jimmy John's, and newer names like Jersey Mike's were running major marketing campaigns and staying visible online, Quiznos was nearly silent. The brand had no fresh message, no big push to bring people back, and no viral presence to reach younger audiences. Over time, it slipped out of public awareness. For many younger customers, Quiznos wasn't just irrelevant, it was unknown. The stores that did survive the massive closures didn't offer much to change that impression. Many had old designs, aging menus, and inconsistent service. Unlike other chains adapting to mobile orders, delivery apps, and modern fast casual trends, Quiznos looked stuck in the past. Without corporate support or a bold relaunch strategy, the brand quietly faded from America's dining scene. Once a big name, now barely a whisper. Can Quiznos be saved? Today, Quiznos is trying to make a small comeback. The brand was acquired by Rigo Restaurant Group in 2018, which also owns Taco Del Mar. They've announced plans to revamp the brand with redesigned stores, simplified operations, and a refreshed menu. Some prototype locations have been launched to test the new experience. But the road ahead is tough. Trust needs to be rebuilt, especially with former franchisees and long-lost customers. In an ultra-competitive food market, brands need more than good sandwiches. They need identity, values, and digital strength. Without a clear mission and modern presence, even a relaunch could fall flat. Still, people who grew up eating Quiznos remember the toasted subs and quirky ads. If the brand can reconnect with those feelings while modernizing its experience, there might be a path forward. But it won't be easy, and the clock is ticking. The fall of Quiznos is a powerful reminder that having a great product isn't enough to guarantee long-term success. Poor leadership decisions, a flawed franchise model, and a refusal to adapt to a changing market slowly chipped away at what was once a booming brand. It's a cautionary tale about how trust, innovation, and fair business practices are just as important as flavor, because without them, even the biggest names can quietly fade away. What do you think? Can Quiznos ever come back? Or is it too late to rebuild what was lost? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into brand stories just like this one.